You don't have to worry, and don't you be afraid. Joy comes in the morning, trouble they don't last always. God said you don't have to worry. In Psalms 37, God said, fret not yourself because of evildoers. Don't envy any of their ways, because they soon shall be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb, right? God says you don't have to worry about your children this school year. He shall cover them with his feathers, okay? God is going to protect them. You have been acknowledging God concerning your kids. And what did God say? God said, trust in me with all of your heart and lean not to your own understanding, but in all of your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths, right? And you have been acknowledging God, saying, God, how are my kids going to do this school year, dealing with this agenda of the enemy in what he's trying to push in the school system? God said, don't worry about it. He got it taken care of. You have to remember the word of God. God says, suffer the little children, forbid them not to come to him. So that means any agenda that the enemy is trying to push in the school, God says this, that's them trying to what? Forbid your children to come to him. And when the enemy is trying to forbid your children, my children, to come to God, then God steps in. Because God said, don't forbid the children to come to me. Let them come into my light. Let them come into my truth. Let them come into my righteousness. Right? That's what God says this. Anyone that comes to do harm to the children, it's best for them to tie a millstone around their neck and be tossed into the sea. Matter of fact, a few weeks ago, God had me praying for the children concerning the school year, and God had me to say this, that every single teacher, every single participant that is to teach the children, and if their agenda is in the agenda of the enemy, God told me to tie a millstone around their license and toss their license into the sea. Not just get them fired, okay, but they no longer have a license to teach children, because God said the only agenda that he wants for the children is his will for the children. Suffer the little children, forbid them not to come to me. God said he wants them. He wants the children. He wants them in his plan. So listen, I'm telling y'all, it's going to be a lot of teachers this year, because there's some teachers hiding under pretense. They're trying to do something sly, underhanded, okay? They're trying to do stuff underhanded, undercover. But guess what? God said you can't hide from him. He said darkness is still as of light to him, which means what? God is going into every schoolhouse, whether it's a home school, are you hearing me? Whether it's home school, whether it's public school, whether it's private school, whether it's a charter school, God's light is going in, and it is going to remove the darkness. There will be license revoked this year. You ain't gonna be able to teach children no more. Now, devil, you ain't gonna have no say so over the children. Not this year. You ain't doing it this year. No, you ain't. You ain't doing it this year. You're not. God said he gonna pull out one and raise up another. And how do I know that this is God speaking to me to tell you? Is that last night, God showed me in a dream that I was at an elementary school, okay? And I saw in this elementary school, as I was walking down the hallway, I saw a kid. And this kid looked like they had to be, in other words, like in the first grade or second grade. But this kid did not look like an ordinary kid. This kid looked like it had died, like the kid had died and came back to life. It was weird, but I wasn't afraid of it. But I understood that kid had come back to that school to shine light on what a teacher did to it. That the teacher brought death to that child, but now that child has come back to shine light on what that teacher did to them. And as I was walking down the hallway, I came across a classroom and I saw a teacher. It was a lady. I saw a teacher sitting at a desk, and I saw her students sitting down in their desk. And I automatically knew that that child that I saw in the hallway, that they were coming for her. They were coming for her. And when I saw her, I said, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. And she tried to pay me no mind. And when she tried to pay me no mind, y'all, I saw on her desk, you know how those thumbtacks, not the flat ones, but the ones that you put in the wall and they have like plastic ends on them. I saw a lot of those on her desk like they were in a jar. But then I saw them, they were spilled on her desk, and those thumbtacks began to form letters on her desk. And what I saw on her desk that spelled out of those thumbtacks was IRS. Now, y'all know the IRS don't play. We know the Internal Revenue. We know about them. They come to collect. They come to do audit. And if your stuff ain't intact, if your stuff ain't in order, you go to jail. You go to jail. You go to jail. You go to jail. And so when those thumbtacks begin to form the letters IRS, when that lady saw those thumbtacks form those letters of IRS, capital IRS, she began to pack like Speedy Gonzalez. She began to move so swiftly to get up out of there. She began to remove herself so quickly because she knew that whatever she had done, that they were going to find out and that she was going to be placed under arrest. And when I woke up, I understood that God was saying that he's going to shine the light on those things that have been covered, which means he's about to reveal those things that have been hidden. And those who have been in the school system over children, making laws concerning kids, regardless of what state you're in, regardless of what country you're in, because God said the earth is his and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. So this ain't just for my state of Florida. This for the whole wide world. It's about to be some teachers and some people in place that have been over the school systems, okay? That's been teaching children, but you've been pushing have been pushing an ungodly agenda. You've been forbidding the kids to come to God's truth. And God said, you about to get got. He ain't say it like that. But God, can I say it like that? I can say it like that. You about to get got. You about to get that millstone put around your neck and be tossed into the sea. Your license, you won't be able to work with kids ever again. No, they will not be reinstated unless you've been born again and really, really born again, okay? Unless you really have come into the newness. Because I know if God was able to turn Saul into Paul, then he could change you too. But until you have been a Saul turned to Paul, you will not get your license reinstated. It's going to be a whole lot. Listen, oh my God, Lord, I don't want to laugh because you told us don't rejoice. Don't rejoice. I ain't rejoicing. I'm just grateful and thankful, God, to you that you are getting got those that are pushing, the wicked that are trying to push an agenda upon our children. Because that's hidden below the belt. The enemy has no boundaries. The enemy don't care if it's a newborn baby, if it's a baby already in the womb. He does not care. He just want to kill, steal, and destroy. The enemy has no boundaries. So God just brought to me that you indeed all. I'm talking to the wicked right now, because don't think the enemy don't be watching you, the upright, when you doing the will of God. They be watching. So I know I got some watching. Okay, I know they're gonna come across it sooner or later, and I'm letting you know, all the degrees you have was for naught, because your license are about to be revoked. A millstone are tied around it right now, and it's been tossed into the sea, and they will not be reinstated until you become a Saul turned into Paul. Okay, so you can decide if you don't want your education that you had to work in the school system, to be a teacher and whatnot, if you want that to go to a waste. Because I'm telling you, if you do not become a Saul to a Paul, in other words, your license will not be reinstated. You will not be able to work with kids. You will be treated just as a predator. My God, thank you, Holy Ghost. You will be treated as a predator. That's how you will be treated. You know how people who molest children, they cannot be nowhere near children. They have to be on the outskirts. That's how you will be treated when it's talking about you dealing with children, period. God is severing you. He's severing you from their souls, from their beings. You will not have any authority over them anymore. Yeah, I know y'all, this seems weird, but I don't even care. I don't even care. Look, I don't even care no more. I don't care no more. Because God knows what he's doing. He knows what he's saying. Because a lot of parents, a lot of y'all was trying to get into a space to worry. And that was the enemy. And God wants me to tell you that you don't have to worry. Don't you be afraid. Because the enemy is being cut down right now. You're going to be seeing a lot on the news where teachers being put in handcuffs. You're going to see it where teachers being put in handcuffs. Where your children going to come home and say, oh, we got a new teacher today. You're going to say, what happened to the old teacher? I don't know. God is going to uproot. God said he will uproot every single plant that he did not plant. And God said, forbid the children not to come to him. And every wicked, evil, ungodly agenda that the enemy was trying to push, God is pulling that down. He's pulling down that stronghold. So you ain't got to worry about your children this year. This year, we'll say no year. Because as long as we keep our face to God, we stay posture right to God, God will continue to keep his angels in place at the schoolhouse. Because listen, don't think God don't have his angels posted up. He does. His angels are posted. They're posted up. And they are fighting on your behalf. They are fighting on your behalf. The enemy can't have your kids, just like he can't have you. Because you are a son and a daughter of God. And God said he will keep you. And God said what? That he will keep us in perfect peace, and that he is our Jehovah Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts, which means what? He is our protector. He is our keeper. He is the one that fights for us. So listen, it's going to be an amazing school year this year and forevermore, okay? Y'all got it good. I know I probably said more than what I should, but listen, I felt led to say it. I want you to know that your children will be fine. They will be just right. Just fine. Just fine. Just fine. Just fine. All right, y'all. Get ready. Get ready for the newness. And for your kids to have smiles. And they won't be coming home telling you no crazy stories. It will be peaceful. It will be peaceful. Why? Because your kids will not be under the influence of what the enemy is trying to push out. Okay? I'm going to go. Y'all be blessed. If y'all got this thing, rewind it. If you didn't, rewind it and watch again. In the meantime, in between time, if you take just a little bit of what I'm telling you and apply to your life to the best of your ability, you won't ever have to mess with smile. Why? Because your smiles will always be genuine. Be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed. Y'all want to sing that with me a little bit? I'm just going to sing that short part, okay? It goes, you don't have to worry, and don't you be afraid. Joy comes in the morning. Trouble, they don't last always. That's all I can remember, y'all. That's all I can remember. You don't have to worry. And don't you be afraid. Joy comes in the morning. Trouble, they don't last always. Why? Because they're going to be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Okay, I'm going to go. Y'all be blessed, stay blessed. Y'all know what's coming next. Ciao.